Welcome, Jared Ambeau here, owner of the Ambeau Law Firm and founder of Trial Alliance, and this is the issue number 22. Our topic for the day is a morning ritual. What does that mean? Well, let's talk about that. So, I have been involved in this thing, Wake Up Warrior, since about February of last year. It's a race that I have on. It's essentially just a men's movement about married business owners and kind of working through with each other and talking about, how to get through that and the specific challenges that presents in the world to people who run businesses, run employees, lead businesses, but also are families, fathers, husbands, and what that looks like, right? And there's a whole process that goes on. It's a complicated. It's not the point of this post. The point of this post is that within this program, within this sort of way of doing things, this habit-based lifestyle is a daily checkbox, a daily do. Right? Do this every day. Do these things every day. And it's called the Core Four. And I think I probably talked about it before, right? It's body, being, balance, and business. So it's body, being, which is my spiritual connection, balance, which is my connection with my wife and my children, and business, right? My business and my bank account. How are those things functioning? And so every day now, I check the boxes and I get points, and it's points, and I keep points, and so every day, each of those things is a half point for each of the activities of those four things. So every day is worth 1, 2, 3, 4 points, right? And every 7 days is worth 28 points. So my goal is to get 28 points a week. And then so it's kind of, it's like a fun thing. And I got some guys and we all track it together. And, if you get 27 and a half points and I get 28, then I get to give you some lip about it, on not getting 28. And it's fun, right? It's just something to do, some way to keep track of it, some way to fool my monkey brain into, having fun with it and doing what I'm supposed to do or doing what's good for me. I'm not supposed to do anything. Doing what's good for me and supports me in my life, right? And so what does the Core Four look like? So for me, what that is, in body it's sweating, working out. When I started doing this in February, I was doing the whole thing in an hour. So I'd work out for 10 minutes and then I would drink a green smoothie of some kind. Be that a green smoothie I made or a green drink with the powder drink, which is what I do now. So it's work out and do that. So work out for 10 minutes, drink the green smoothie, that's 5 minutes. And then the next thing would be being, which is meditate for 10 minutes and then journal for 5 minutes. So meditate, sit quietly, think about the day, right? Embrace the voice, embrace the universe. And then for 5 minutes, journal about it. What insights did I have? What insights did I have about the day, right? Then being, I send a text to my wife every day. And most days it says something like, what I love about you. Or, hey, yesterday when I was writing and you touched me on the shoulder, that was really sweet and wonderful, and I love you very much, thank you. Or hey, I saw that you got out yesterday and you went to the gym. I think that's really great. I love the effort that you're putting into yourself and making yourself happy because, kind of know where you've been and what you've been talking about, not getting to the gym and how that doesn't support you in being happy. And so I think it's great that you got out and went to the gym. Good for you, baby, Or whatever. Just whatever it is that I notice about her, which is interesting because then it requires me to look all day and notice things about her that are wonderful and that I love, right? And then I express that every day to her. And then I express the same thing to one of my 6 children every day. Hey, buddy, what I love about you. Hey, baby, how you doing? Hey, and going back to school after the vacation. And, hope it's a good day today. I hope you have a wonderful day, sweetheart. That kind of thing, right? Or Isabella. I think I texted Isabella this morning to tell her how much fun I had this weekend with her and how glad I was to see her and that she had come to town to spend time with us and then how much I enjoyed our lunch together and shopping. And just affirming to her that I enjoyed it and that I look forward to doing it again with her, right? And it's touching that, it's like that everyday kind of drumbeat, right? And it's honest and it's real. It's not, I love you, honey, have a great day. That's not it. It's something else. It's something where I put some effort into it and I put some time into it. I've noticed for me that it's easy to watch my wife throughout the day, and then when I see something, it hits me like, oh, that's really sweet, or oh, I really love her when she does that. And I'm like, oh shit, now I know what to do tomorrow. I'll text her this, I'll text her about that, And then the last thing I do is business, right? So in the business realm, what I do is that I spend 10 minutes at the time. I spent 10 minutes every morning learning something about my business or about leadership or about my life, right? Squaring away my life and myself in order to be better at business. And then sharing what I've learned. So sharing it with my staff, sharing it on Facebook, sharing it within a private group, or as I do today, sharing it with you guys every day. And so the issue is that checkbox for me. It's that half point of sharing. like whatever insights I'm having today, I share with you guys, you know. And part of what my reading is I read the Daily Stoic every day, right? So January 1st, I really changed the way I was doing it. I sort of remodeled it. Actually, it was in mid-December, but I kind of remodeled it, what I was doing. And so for me today, it's I wake up in the morning, I drink a big glass of ice water, like a huge, like Cane's cup, a glass of ice water, because apparently that's supposed to at least increase your resting metabolic rate for the rest of the day by like 30 or 40%. So I do that every morning. Then I go onto the computer and I sit for a moment and wake up with the water, and I read the Daily Stoic, which is just a parable from Marcus Aurelius' writings, or Epicurus, or someone who's one of the Stoic writers. It's a great book about Stoicism. And I'll listen to a podcast from the guy that runs Wake Up Warrior, or another podcast, something business related, right? And I'll get the sense about what's going on and what my day's going to be about, right? In terms of what I'm thinking about, that kind of outside thing that I wasn't thinking about, or not related to the tasks I need to complete or anything like that, just something that new in my head, right? And then I get up and go to the gym. And so I wake up at 4:45. During the week, I wake up at 5:45 on the weekends. And then I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym by 5:20 or so. Every morning, I work out. I'm back home at like 6:20, 6:25. I take my son to school, and I come back to the house, and then I finish the rest of what I'm doing. If I didn't meditate in the morning, and sometimes I will, I'll meditate at that point. And then I'll journal for 5 minutes. And then I will send the text to one of my kids and my wife, right? And then I will decide what the issue for the day is going to be. What am I going to talk about today on the issue? Is it going to be related to the Daily Stoic? Is it going to be related to what I learned from the podcast, or is it going to be something else? Is it going to be some other business-related or life-related thing that I'm going to talk about? I do this every day, every morning. And so what happens is when I leave my house in the morning to go to work at 7:15, 7:30, 8 o'clock, whatever time it is I leave the house to come to the office, I've got all of this done already. I'm already thinking about my day. I'm already thinking about new ideas. I'm already thinking about what I'm going to talk about on the issue and how I'm going to expand and grow that day. I've already connected with my wife and children. It's wonderful. I've already focused myself by meditating and journaled about that, and got a sense about where I am and my connection to the source and to my universe. I've already physically hit it. I've already sweated, and I got my body going. I got my metabolism up. I'm killing it already, you know? And the other thing I do, how did I forget? The other thing I do is a green drink. I drink Athletic Greens. It's a company called Athletic Greens, and they make a powder drink. And it's actually edible. So I put it in the thing, and I shake that up, and I drink that after exercise. That's the fuel part of body. So body is working out in fuel. Being is meditation and journaling. Balance is send a text to my wife and my children, or a note, or some expression of love to one of those people. And then learning about business and express what you learn. And so it's been incredible. It's been incredible to have that every day. It's been incredible to have that everyday thing. I've become recently a fan of Tim Ferriss. I read 4 Hour Body. I read Tribe of Mentors. I read the other book that is, the name escapes me. It's the one where he talks to these guys, and they sort of talk about their daily their life. Like what they do every day, how they got successful, and so one of the things that I noticed in there is that almost all of these successful people you talk to have a morning ritual. They have something to do every day. They have a checkbox, a thing they do, a set of matters they do every single day. And something incredible happens along the way. I've noticed. Time expands in a way that is strange. It's like I get so much done in the morning. I get my body moving, I get my brain moving, I get my heart and soul moving, and I get all that engaged so early in the morning that as the day goes on, sometimes I'll get to like 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and I've finished a great day of work, and I'm having all these, hitting all these targets and doing all this stuff, and I'll get home and I'll think, did I exercise today? Like, I know I exercised. I work out every morning, right? I go to the gym 3 days a week. I'm on my Peloton other than that, or I do some exercises in the house. I do some yoga when I'm, on a recovery day. I know I've exercised. Or I'll think to myself, did I send texts out this morning? Like I didn't or something, right? Now, this is kind of new to me, so I'm only, maybe a month and a half into doing it every day, 99%. I mean, I missed a few things here and there, but I'm generally all about it. And so maybe the questioning is the fact that it's kind of early. But the question is also about the fact that like sometimes it's just hard to like, man, yet this morning was so long ago. Like every day feels like a week. I get all this stuff accomplished. I do all these things. I hit all these targets. Weeks feel like a month. I mean, literally telling this story right now about how I started this in earnest in January, or mid-December, and then really started the issue. This is number 22. Started the issue in January. It's like, I've only been doing this for 3 weeks? Wow, man, this feels like forever. It feels like I've been doing this forever. It feels like I've been doing this for at least 3 months. I mean, it just does, because I've learned so much, and I'm getting better at it, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm like kind of settling into it, and we've learned better lighting, and I've learned how to do the color better, and we learned how to do post-production stuff. I mean, it's my intro is getting better, and I'm getting better at the lead out. I mean, it's funny, like I'm making all these strides in what we do every day, right? In all these aspects and all these places in my life, and I can point the finger at a lot of things. I can point the finger at planning and the fact that I've written down what I want to accomplish this year and where I want to be at the end of the year in 6 months and 90 days and this week and what's my target and what's my, I mean, I've done all these things, right? I'm really actively participating in my life. But for me, it all comes back down to this every day. Wake up and do this. Like start the day with this every day. And I know it's powerful. I feel the power of it because weekends are difficult. I have difficulty staying on track and on purpose on the weekends sometimes. And so I'll get up and I'll wander, and it's 5:45 instead of 6. Oh, maybe I stayed in the bed until 6:30, and now I'm wandering around, and I guess I'll go to the gym, or Sundays, which is my day to rest, day to do yoga and stretch. It's a purposeful recovery day. Oh man, I only have to stretch today, so I'll just do that later. And well, I'll get a green drink. I don't really feel like drinking that this morning. That's kind of yucky, man. I think I'll go and maybe I'll just have a cup of coffee instead, and I'll drink the green drink later, right? I'm gonna do it, but then I'll put it off. Well, the funny thing is when I put those things off, when I don't accomplish those things first thing in the morning, it doesn't have quite the same effect, right? I still get the benefit. I'm still doing all of those things, but there's something about doing it in the morning. Something about getting it in. Getting it in the morning, like getting all of that stuff fired up, man. It's like I'm cranking up the engine, cranking up the mind, cranking up the heart, cranking up the muscles, cranking up my soul, cranking up everything, man. And I was like, all right, man, I'm ready for the day. This is going to be great, And so that's my message today. Look at what you're doing every day. Look at that morning ritual. What is it that you're participating in every day that's supporting your life in the best way possible, right? What is it? And if you're not doing it, what can you do? Like what can you just start doing? That one thing, the 2 things, the 5 things, whatever stuff you can start doing every morning as a ritual. And not I put my socks on, because everybody puts their socks on, right? Not the normal stuff we do, right? What can you add? What can you put in your life? Frankly, my ritual, my thing takes me an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes all totaled up, sometimes 2 hours. That's what I've committed to myself every day. Well, think about that. I've committed to being up at 4:45 and spending 2 hours just feeding me, my soul, taking care of me, taking care of this guy, right? Where I can go and then spend the rest of the day taking care of clients and taking care of family. But I spend the first part of that day empowering myself, fueling myself for the rest of the day. And the days are incredible. I mean, it makes a huge difference. So that's my message today. Find something to do in the morning. Find a ritual you can do every day, because it makes a difference. I appreciate you guys listening. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.